Good morning, everyone. It's an awesome Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. It is 9:02 on Monday, May 16th. Thank you guys very much for taking time this morning to be on the call here. And besides earning a paycheck, why are we here? We are here to improve the lives of our community with affordable health care. So thank you for being a part of that mission, and thank you for helping those that need your expertise. And with that, in order to be an expert, we've got to continue our training. And here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and share our training calendar. And as a reminder, if you do not have the training calendar, you can reach out to a team member and we will get you synced in and linked in on the training calendar so you too can have all these trainings on your phone, laptop, or iPad. Anytime that we add one, it will automatically sync for you. So just make sure you got that. So this morning, we're doing our HPM Marketing Match webinar. That's today at 10. We're also hosting one on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday mornings as well, in case you can't make the one today at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, Devoted is doing their coffee and chat session. This is at 11 o'clock. So if you are interested in talking with someone at Devoted, they will be available today at 11. Also today, we've got our ACA training for 2022. If you're dabbling in ACA and need an update, or if you're new to it, you can jump on that training at 1 o'clock. We're also hosting one tomorrow, Tuesday, another on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as well. Clever RX is happening at 3 o'clock today. That's the discount RX card. And by the way, we're starting to see some real good traction with that for lead generation. So highly recommend you jump on that if you're interested in learning on how to generate leads using a discount RX card. And then finally today, HPM Shop for our Medicare folks. Make sure that you are familiar with the system. We're making some great improvements for next year, but you got to know the basics. You got to know how to use it. So if you're not on there, please join a session. We have one today, we have one on Wednesday, Thursday, and then also on Saturday. Moving on to tomorrow's training, there is the Devoted open training session at 11 o'clock. So if you have any questions or if you need help with Devoted, they are on deck for you. We also have our doctor training. So if you're interested in learning on how to generate leads working with doctors, we've got part one. That is today. And we also have those throughout the week as well on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday as well. So if you can't make the one, you can jump on that. On Wednesday, Care Plus is hosting their 5-star training and member portal training. So if you are looking to get familiar with Care Plus, I know many of you are writing a lot of Care Plus business right now because of their 5-star designation. And that gives you the year-round opportunity to enroll anyone in Care Plus, 5 stars. But it's going to be helpful for you to understand the members' experience. So they are hosting that member portal training. So jump on there if you've never seen what the member portal looks like, because it could help you in your customer service journey with them if they were calling you. Again, that's on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Also on Wednesday at 11 o'clock, Humana is hosting their new agent training. So if you're new to Humana or if you need a refresher, great training to be in. Humana is one of the best when it comes to training and concepts for Medicare Advantage. Take a look at that on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Moving over to Thursday, Devoted is doing a coffee and chat session for the Jacksonville market at 11:30 on Thursday. So if you need to talk to somebody, it's geared for Jacksonville, but all are welcome. Also on Thursday at 3:30, that same Care Plus session is going to be in Espanol, in Spanish. So if you prefer to have the training, the 5-star training and the member portal training in Spanish, they'll have one available on Thursday at 3:30. So check that out as well. On Friday, we've got the doctor training part 2. That's at 10 o'clock, but we are also hosting those throughout the week as well. So that is the training for the week. I hope everyone keeps one foot in the classroom and the other one in the field at all times. It's ultra important that you stay sharp so you're not advising folks. We are the advisors. We want to ensure that your folks are properly guided and staying on top of your craft is super important, especially for next month. Believe it or not, June is next month, which starts the 2023 training season. AHIP will be coming out next month, and also some of the carrier trainings will start rolling on those. So, we're reaching that time where we're gearing up for AEP. We still have to keep the wheels moving here. So I do hope that everyone takes advantage of this little bit of downtime that we have before we start jumping into all the craziness that's going to happen for 2023. Okay, shifting gears here. I want to make a quick announcement. WellCare's commissions have been delayed. And so we're starting to see reports that the commissions are starting to get back on track. And I wanted to talk about this because many of you had questions. What's going on with WellCare? Why are the commissions delayed? Why are they missing? Um, you know, uh, they have moved into a new system, and that system is called Ping One. Many of you should already know this, have logged into your new portal with WellCare. But when they were setting up these systems, they didn't quite transfer over everything properly. So it delayed not only the commissions, but a lot of onboarding issues and syncing of, the hierarchies and all that other good stuff. So it looks like things are starting to come back on track. Those of you that are awaiting WellCare checks from HPM, we're missing member ID numbers from the commission statements. So that's what we've been waiting on for WellCare. We are actively working with them on that because their new commission statements, if you've noticed, if you pull up your new commission statements, it is missing the member ID number. So for trackability, that is almost impossible for us to track members without the member ID number. So they're aware of the issue, and we're working through those things. So we expect the WellCare commissions to get back on track here very shortly, but just wanted to let everyone know that WellCare's system integration and migration into the new Ping One has been a little bit disastrous. So we're working through them on that, and I can guarantee you we will make sure that all of you get paid on your WellCare stuff. So I know some of you are starting to get those payments again as of last week, so should be good to go. Double check your commissions with WellCare. If you're missing anything, please let us know. We're happy to help, and we'll get that information out to you as well. Okay, there was an announcement last week from Aetna. They are opening up a nationwide special election period for Aetna. Aetna is now accepting COVID as an SEP nationwide starting April 16, which is obviously already passed, April 16 to September 30. So again, this is a nationwide SEP for Aetna starting April 16 through September 30. What does this mean? If you have a member that doesn't quite fit on a 5-star plan, and you look at Aetna and Aetna is a good fit, then you will have the opportunity to enroll them in Aetna starting the first of the following month. So if you find somebody today that Aetna is a good fit for, then you can get them enrolled today for 6/1 effective. Okay. Now here's the deal. You've got to put in weather-related incident or major event, and that is listed in the email as well that they sent to you guys that are selling Aetna. So take a look at that email that was sent last week. But this is a nationwide SEP for Aetna. It started April 16, and it is through September 30th. You do have to select weather-related incident or major related incident, and that's there. They're also stating that the member must have had another SEP and missed it. So for instance, if they were just moved here and they missed it, then they have to have an SEP. I don't know how they're verifying that or if they're verifying it at all, but this was released. So if you do have a member that says, hey, look, I really got to get out of my plan, or I really need to choose a plan, and Aetna is the best fit, you have the opportunity to get them enrolled. You do not have to wait for open enrollment. You can get them enrolled today, and that will start first of the following month. So again, that's April 16th through September 30th. and that is a nationwide SEP. Nationwide. Doesn't go by county, it's nationwide. So as long as Aetna is available in that area, then you can go ahead and get them enrolled. Now, that goes for all products for Aetna as well, but this is obviously more helpful for the core plans, HMOs and PPOs, versus the DSNP. They don't really need an SEP like this, because they have Medicaid, okay? So really big opportunity for Aetna. Make sure that you are familiar with that, and we can get everybody going on that. Sergio is reminding me that there is a brand new broker manager for Devoted in Duval and Volusia. Her name is Emily. So if you haven't reached out to Emily, if you're working those markets, Emily does have her email. I'm going to post that in the chat here too. But you can reach out to us and we'll connect you with Emily. But you can shoot her over an email. I believe she's going to reach out to most everybody that does work with Devoted in the Jacksonville market. Okay. So reach out to Emily if you haven't met her yet. Seems like she's a go-getter. So excited to welcome her into all the madness. All right. We also have the HPM monthly advisor meeting. We're going to start kicking that back up. And just a reminder about what this meeting is. We want to try to get you guys together at least once a month for those that are interested or in the area for Central Florida, just to talk about a few updates, key things that may be happening around the industry, or to answer questions. So this next meeting is on May 26th. That's next week. May 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. That's a Thursday, May 26th from 3 to 5 p.m. It's going to be at the Centerwell West Colonial office. Details will follow. We'll shoot you guys over an email and a text message for next week, the 26th. And again, it's a overview meeting, and Centerwell has some updates they want to share with you as well. So I do encourage you guys to come hang out and get some updates on what's going on at HPM. So that's happening as well for next week. All right, let's shift gears here. A couple of issues or concerns or situations that have been popping up most recently, and I want to spend a little bit of time going through these issues on, and this one specifically for Medicare. Okay, so let's talk about the Medicare Part B reimbursement plans, the give back plans. Okay, these are very, very attractive plans, especially now that inflation is going wild. Everyone is watching their pennies, gas prices are up, and seniors are on fixed incomes. So these give back plans are very, very attractive. Okay, some folks are getting back over $100 a month in their Social Security check. Okay, that alleviates almost more than half of their current Medicare Part B income. So it's really a good thing to know how these pieces and parts work. So the first thing is what happens when somebody signs up for this plan? The first question is how quickly does that reimbursement happen? Okay, so how quickly does that reimbursement happen when someone signs up for a Medicare Part B give back plan? Okay, it can take up to 60 days to reflect. It can take up to 60 days to reflect. So what that means is if somebody's getting Social Security automatically deducted, their Medicare Part B are automatically deducted from their Social Security check, then they're going to get back that money up to 60 days. So if it doesn't happen on the first month, which is pretty normal, it takes a little bit of time to get that approved. Then on the second month, you'll get 2 months. The first month that was missed, and then the current month. And then it will go automatically every month thereafter. So the member will see that deduction take place on their Social Security check. So the Social Security check will go up by whatever amount that the Medicare Part B premium is offering. So if it's $110 a month or $120 a month, they'll see that increase in their Social Security check. When they open up their statement, it'll show a deduction for Medicare Part B. And instead of paying the $170 something every month, it'll be reduced by the amount that they chose on the plan. Okay, so it can take up to 60 days to reflect. Now, one big thing that I'm seeing happen is is what happens to an individual that wants to enroll in one of these plans but is not yet receiving Social Security payments. What happens to an individual that wants to enroll in one of these plans but does not yet receive Social Security payments? If they're not receiving Social Security payments right now, then what's going to happen is the member is individually and manually responsible to pay their Medicare Part B premium. So they have to pay it on their own manually because remember, they're not receiving Social Security. So there's no way for Medicare to deduct their $170, right? So what typically happens is Social Security sends them a bill for Medicare Part B. They send them a bill to pay manually for Medicare Part B. They don't send it every month. They send it quarterly. So they send it every 3 months. They send it quarterly for the member to pay their Medicare Part B premium. Now at $170 a month, you're looking at almost $500 or a little over $500 that they have to pay for their Medicare Part B premium. Okay, so that's what happens when somebody enrolls in Medicare Part B but has decided to defer their their Social Security payments. So if they've deferred their Social Security payments, if they're not receiving Social Security right now, they said, hey, I'm still working, or I want to wait until I'm 70, so I can maximize my Social Security payments, and that's a thing. Then they're going to have to manually pay their Medicare Part B premium, and they will have to manually pay that every quarter. Okay, so it's important that you understand that is happening out there. You're seeing a lot of that happen right now. So now we throw in the wrench, right? So that's happening, and then what happens to the individual that says, "Hey, I'm not receiving Social Security. I'm having to manually pay my Medicare Part B premium, but I want to get my money back in a Part B give back or a reimbursement plan." Okay, so again, it's still going to take up to 60 days to reflect. Okay, so depending on when they last paid their quarterly Medicare Part B premium, it's most likely going to reflect in the next pay cycle. Okay, so let's say that their pay cycle starts, in 2 months because they just paid it, or 3 months because they just paid their Medicare Part B premium for the previous 3 months. Then when they enroll in the plan, it'll take about 60 days to reflect. So if there's enough time on the next payment, it'll be reduced by the amount times 3. So if they're getting back $120 a month, you would times 3, right? So that'll be about $360 that they'll get reduced from their Medicare Part B premium that they're paying manually. So there's a lot of moving parts. Now, if they don't quite sign up for the plan and the pay cycle's already started and it does take 60 days, then it may not reflect in that first quarter payment. So it'll still be that regular quarter payment, but their Medicare Part B didn't quite reflect the reimbursement just yet. So because of that, because of the reimbursement is not yet reflected, then it'll have to wait until the next payment. But the good news is it will retro back all of the payments that were owed since the enrollment period. So there's a little bit of patience that has to be on your client's part on this Medicare Part B reimbursement if they're manually paying their Medicare Part B right now. And again, this is only if an individual is not receiving Social Security payments and they enroll in Medicare Part B. They have to manually pay that Medicare Part B every quarter. And so because of that, if they enroll in a Part B give back plan, it could reflect not in the next payment, but the payment after. So that's about 6 months. The good news is because of that delay, they'll get all of that money retro back into their Social Security check. Okay, so I'm noticing that some clients are getting confused by this because there's a lot of moving parts. I understand why you can get confused pretty easily on this, So it is important that you guys explain this and ensure that everybody is on the same page when that happens. But it is 60 days, but sometimes it does take up to 90 days to see that reflection for the Medicare Part B reimbursement. It all depends on when the member enrolled. Okay, it all depends on when the member enrolled. So again, for 3 months payment, the member's paying $510.30. And that $510.30 is paid quarterly. So if they're getting that $120 back in their Social Security check because they enrolled, then they're only paying $50 a month, approximately $50 a month in there for Medicare Part B. So that'll be a $150 bill coming. Now, when they get that statement, it'll be broken down. So they'll see exactly like, hey, this is the money that we owe you because you enrolled in the plan a couple months ago and we're reimbursing you retro. All of that is in the system there. So it should be. Just make sure that you do your best to explain what happens when a member enrolls in these Medicare Part B give back plans that could cause some issues or confusion. Because the last thing we want is the member to misunderstand and to think that you misled them about the Medicare Part B reimbursement program. It's just that if they are making those manual payments, it can cause some delays in getting their money back. So that is really important. Okay, moving on to the Section A or CTMs is what we sometimes call them. This is when you have a compliance issue or a client calls in and complains that something went wrong, okay, or they didn't quite understand it. And the first thing that I want to tackle on this is we've been getting a few more than normal. And it seems like a lot of these are stemming from benefit explanation that I'm seeing right now. Some of them are around the dental benefits. Some of them are around the cash cards. Some of them around the OTC benefits. Some of them are around medications. So as a reminder, guys, I need everyone to make sure that they're slowing down and they're going through the benefits with the members slowly and making sure that you're answering their questions to ensure that we're not confusing them. Because the last thing that you want to do is rush through a presentation, they get confused, they don't understand something, and then when they get on the plan, they are not happy because they didn't understand how the cash card worked or how the dental benefits worked. And it's our job to ensure that we're guiding these folks. But if they call the health plan and they're upset, the health plan is required by Medicare to ask them if they'd like to file a complaint. And if the answer is yes, most likely 9 times out of 10, you will be involved in that. 9 times out of 10, you will be involved in that. Whether your member means to or they don't, they're going to ask all sorts of questions about the enrollment process. Who is your agent? Did they explain everything properly? Did you understand that it's an HMO? All of those questions are going to come out in the wash. So it's really, really important that you guys are taking great notes. We have a CRM system to do that for you. But if these allegations come in, if these Section A's, if these CTMs come in and you are non-responsive, then you are going to cause more problems for yourself than is what initially is there. They just need a response, okay? They just need a response. And you do need to respond to them quickly, typically within 3 days. You need to respond quickly when you get an allegation. But I'm here to tell you, if you do need help with an allegation, if you do need assistance, if you got one of these allegations or a compliance issue, do not delay. Please let us know, and we're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We've been through a few of these. We can let you know. But the last thing that you want to do is ignore them. Please do not ignore them. Please answer as quick as you can. We do recommend that you do talk to us before you submit the allegation response. So, we have Tom who's helping us on our team. Reach out to us so we can go ahead and give you a hand with those allegations. We're seeing quite a few of them coming in, and most of them are unsubstantiated, which means that, no harm, no foul. But what we want to do is avoid these entirely. So please slow down. Please explain the benefits, and please ensure that everyone is understanding before they enroll on what their benefits are. Okay. Now, if you do get a compliance issue, a boo-boo, don't worry. It's not the end of the world, but we are here to help you. We're here to guide you. That's part of our job. We have some folks on our team that'll definitely help you with that. But don't delay. The longer you delay, the worse it looks, the worse it's going to get. So we want to get that response done as quick as possible. Again, before you submit it, go ahead and get with us, and we'll be glad to guide you on that response and ensure that you're getting what you need on that. Okay. The other thing too, about the medications, and Sergio is reminding me here that HPM Shop, does have the medication review. This is one of the reasons why we ask you to use HPM Shop, because you can load in all the medications directly from Medicare.gov, which means that there are no issues with the medications. There shouldn't be any issues with the medications if you take the extra 5 minutes to sync the data from Medicare.gov. We have an entire training video on that. We have, I think, 3 or 4 different videos on what you can do to sync that data with Medicare.gov. So please ensure that you're using HPM Shop to avoid issues like this. It's really quite important that you are slowing down, not manually entering in the medications. Remember, guys, you can get this data directly from Medicare.gov if you're using HPM Shop. Okay, just another reason to do that, to keep you out of hot water. Okay. So with that, we're at the top of the hour here. I really appreciate everyone's time and attention. It is about 9:30 now, and I know all of you are very busy to get to your appointments or to get to a training session. We do hope that everybody does take some time and gets those trainings done. Thank you guys for being on the call. Remember, these are being recorded, and they live on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, you can go out there and subscribe. As soon as we get them loaded up, you'll get those as well. So there it is. Hope everyone has a fantastic week, and take care.